Good morning, good morning, good morning. And it is, I have to say it, finally the end of a interesting bank holiday weekend. So what has been going on? Well, Friday started off pretty well actually. Commuted to work on the bike. I beat the bank holiday Friday traffic on the way home, which was incredible. I got home, I had to wait for my new bike jack turn up from Amazon. That came by 8 o'clock. I thought, great, I've still got a little bit of light left. I'm going to pop out now and start fitting my rear shock absorbers to the Sportster. So I got up on the jack, stripped it down, got the shock absorbers off, went to bolt the new ones on, and the sleeves are wrong, which means the bolts won't go through. Unfortunately, they're 12mm sleeves, and as everybody knows, all Harley Davidsons are on the Imperial system, which means half-inch bolts won't go through 12mm sleeves. So that's one thing that was a bit of a downer at the start of the weekend, but hey, it wasn't a massive issue. Alright, there's no point in making a big deal of it. I'm sure it can be sorted. It can be sorted out pretty quickly. So then woke up Saturday, put the old shocks back on. Woke up Saturday morning, me and the missus jumped on the bikes, put a couple of bags on the side, because we wanted to just test how comfortable it was with the bags on there. And we rode off towards Bath, and then north from Bath up to Cotswold Airfield, where they've got the Aviate Cafe, which is right on the side of the runway. It's only a small airport, I say that, it's big enough to land jumbo jets there, as you'll see from this picture. But it's where planes go to die basically, and I know that sounds really awful, but any sort of large jets go there, they're stripped down and the parts are reused and recycled and refurbished, which is pretty cool at the end of the day when you see all these big planes there. They look amazing. But the cafe is right on the side of the runway, and it's a great cafe, really cool. Lots of bikes there, lots of bikers there, because they go there to stop off and have a break and just sit down, because whether you're a petrol head with bikes or a petrol head with cars, we all love machinery, we all love engineering, and seeing dirty great aeroplanes parked on the side of the runway is something special. So that was all good. We came back, we had some tea, we watched a movie and sort of went off to bed. This is the end of Saturday night. Woke up Sunday morning. I had, strangely, the first morning I've had a lie-in. Normally 6 o'clock I'm up, and ask me alarm or no alarm, I get up at 6 o'clock. Well, I slept in till 8, checked my phone to realise I had several missed calls and missed messages. Unfortunately, my father-in-law had suffered a heart attack while he was away for the weekend with my mother-in-law and was rushed into hospital in Reading. So we jumped in the car, dashed over there. It took us only about an hour and a half. Luckily the traffic was completely empty. It was easy to get there. So I got in there, met up with mother-in-law, and she looked relieved. She looked okay, which made us feel a little bit better, because we didn't know exactly what the situation was. But thanks to the NHS, everyone who works with the NHS, regardless of what role you have, and the paramedics got to him. They got him into the back of the ambulance. They took him straight to Royal Berkshire Hospital, where they had a bed ready for him, and they carried out an operation there and then on his heart, which not only saved his life, but also by the time we got there, only a few hours after he'd had this operation, he looked so much better than he had done previously. And we were wondering whether, obviously this had been brewing for a little while, and it unfortunately took a heart attack to actually bring it out to light what needed to be done. So he's good, he's recovering well, hopefully going to be able to get out on Tuesday and then get back home on Tuesday, fingers crossed and all things being well. So we got back to Weston on Sunday evening. We watched the drone show and the light show, which was the opening ceremony for the Sea Monster exhibition that we've got going on the seafront now, and that was spectacular to say the least. We got back, I think, just in time to sort of get home, have a quick drink, and then get down to the seafront and walk down, because the roads were all closed off. so we could go and see that, and that was pretty damn good. And then I woke up this morning still in my Star Wars pyjamas and Crocs. It's a sight to see, that is. And I fitted my new handlebars, my drag bars. I wanted these for two reasons. One, and the obvious one, is I think they look better, and it's a more aggressive riding position, and I think a more comfortable riding position. But also, when I go two up on this bike with my wife on the back, because I'm leaning forward, so she's got enough space, it felt very much like I was doing an impression of a T-Rex with like little baby arms all hunched up like this, and it wasn't very comfortable. So by putting these on now, I'm giving her a bit more space, and I've got a straight arm, which is, I think, much better feeling. Wow, look at that up there. So that was this morning. After that, we went to pick my mum and dad up, and we took them down to Route 303, which is American Diner on the A303. We've had some awesome food, and then we've driven back, sorry, the long way, because the roads are absolutely insanely busy, because it is a bank holiday. And then we've got back. I've literally got in, had a cup of tea, I've jumped on the bike, and I said, right, I need to get out, and I need 5 minutes on the bike to clear my head. Now, am I going to be able to get through to my my spot? I think I might be. It might be a bit difficult, but I'm sure I can do it. Because as I've said before, I'm on a motorbike. I can do what I want. Oh, there we go. Look at that. My favourite spot. I don't know what you can see of it, actually. I keep hoping you can see it as clearly as me, but I think with the GoPro it kind of puts a bit more distance on, doesn't it? You never get a fair view of it. Oh, let's put the side stand down. Sorry, Jiffy stand. Apologies to all Harley boys out there. Oh. I mean, this is a great way to end a rather strange weekend. Did you know that the tide speed here, I think, is the second fastest tide in the world? So many people get caught because when the tide goes out, you can actually walk out to the island. I've mentioned this before, but by the time they've got there, the tide's already turned and it's coming back in. So they get stranded out there, and that means the lifeboat guys have to go out and all sorts. Let's turn the ignition off. There we go. So yeah, so there's my drag bars. I think it looks much better with those on. I haven't got that feeling that I'm like that all the time. So yeah, really pleased with those. Really pleased with those. And the problem with the shocks is that these need changing, because the thing with the low Sportster is you only got that much movement actually on the shock absorber. So when you compress it down with two people on, you're obviously probably half that, if not worse. And then when you go over a bump, you haven't got a lot to play with. So by changing these for better shock absorbers, it should give us a bit more free play to be able to do a bit more distance riding together. But yeah, these bolts here are 1/2-inch bolts, I think it is. And when I went to put the bolts through the new shock absorbers, they don't fit because they're 12mm sleeves. So one of those things. But I think she's looking good now. I think she is looking good. Got the drag bars on, got the Vance and Hines pipes. I've taken the crash bars off the front and put the little chin fairing on it, which I think makes it look much better. The single seat obviously I think makes it look better, but it's only practical if it's me on the bike. And I've got my dual seat and luggage rack for when it's two up. But no, I think she looks sweet. Absolutely sweet. And she sounds the business. She really does. Right, get out of here. Manoeuvrability is easier with these bars as well, obviously. Leverage, science, all that stuff. But I have to be quite aware that she needs a slightly wider gap to fit through. Yeah, so that, ladies and gentlemen, is my weekend and how it's been. It's been an interesting one, start to finish. But things are all good. Things are all good. Father-in-law's recovering well, which is the best news. You know, it could have been so much worse. She could have pulled out on me and that would have been devastating. But she didn't. So it's okay. I'm a bit worried that I think the cable's come off. Yeah, so I have lost throttle, which is a bit worrying. Very worrying. So I'm going to have to have a look at that now. That's not good. Right, let's catch up with you in a minute once I've actually looked at that. Okay, so crisis averted, I think. I'm not sure what was going on there, but it appears that these new grips that I've put on, these new throttle grips, actually you can unwind them. I don't understand it. I didn't realise you could unwind them, and somehow it's unwound so that when I was throttling it, it was just taking up thread. But when I just sort of pulled it, turned it, and it tightened up, and I got throttle back. So that was a bit worrying. I'll have to have another good look at those because that seemed really odd. Right then. Stay safe, everyone. And I will catch you on the flip side.